Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Azuricast. I'm your host Bijou.
I'm your host Thundawave.
And I'm your host Vayatir.
And our guests today are our resident Shuckle Lover.
Hello.
And favorite Azuricast guest 2K16.
Hey, it's Jay.
The other guy's Nick, by the way, doesn't introduce himself probably because he's a bit silly.
That was rude, okay.
Silly Nick.
That was rude. I could have used the worst word, to be fair to Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I was quite polite.
Nah, man. Silly is, at the top of the insult list. I don't know what more you could say that's worse than that.
Okay, so one thing about Nick, this is actually not his first time recording either, though it is his first time getting recorded.
Yay.
Because I was bad, and I screwed up the one with him and Brett.
Yep.
Forever cast into the abyss. Rip. Episode 7.
Rip.
Yep.
Episode 7, a whole hour of time wasted.
Good job, Regine.
Yeah, but at least Nick managed to get out of the abyss. Someday we'll have Brett back here, but we shall see.
I have risen.
Anyway, welcome to the season finale.
This is our 10th episode, and therefore the end of season 1. Therefore we have the final quiz at the end of the episode, and whoever wins will get a nice prize. Currently Jasper is still in the lead with 7 points, but more on that later.
Yep, so lots of pressure for Nick. If he wants to have special prizes, he needs to answer 8 questions right, because currently isn't Jasper still number 1 right now? With 7? Yep. So
What happens if there is a tie?
You both get themes and I cry.
Oh.
Precisely.
Man, there's gotta be one winner. I don't know about this equality bullcrap.
I don't know. I have a feeling that Jasper's gonna pull out ahead on this one.
Oh,
Anyway.
come on. The
All right.
shade!
Anyway,
Whoa!
time to move on to Pokemon stuff. Mark, you have a question this time.
Yes, so I finally started playing Sun and Moon. Well, Moon, because it's the one I own. Last week. I'm currently about halfway into it. And I'm enjoying it. But I wanted to ask what people think of Trials versus Gyms in terms of a system progression. Like, you guys have obviously all played the game, long time ago. So on reflection, what do you prefer, Trials or Gyms? Let's start with Regine.
I think Trials.
Okay,
Mainly
why?
because they're integrated into the story a lot better than Gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Because, some of the gyms, especially during X and Y, they just seem to be there. And they added nothing to the story except for, fight it to get a badge. So, yeah.
I have to agree with Regine there. I think the Trials definitely held more with the story, and they were a lot more interactive than Gyms, but I still have to go with Gyms because I'm a pretty classic Pokemon person, and I was actually really disappointed when they announced Trials versus Gyms.
Okay, Katie, what do you think?
I think me personally, when I first heard about Trials, I kind of was I was pretty excited, to be honest, because I just wanted a different change of pace, because as much as I love Pokemon, I was wanting something different. Looking into the Trials, they were pretty fun, and like Regine said, they added to the story very well, and when I accomplished them, when it just felt really nice, I guess I would kind of wish to have the Trials be a little bit more difficult, because there were some trials that were just so stupid it's not even funny, like the Fire Trial.
That's Fire Trial. Also, didn't really like Grass Trial.
Oh, the Electric
Do you not
Trial
like the
was
hiker
really hard.
popping out of nowhere?
I thought
what is different about this picture?
Dude, come on. I
didn't understand that trial at first, because it says what's different about this dance? I'm like, okay, so you mean the dance they show, not the snap, but then it means what's different in the snapshot. And it's
I actually had to look.
Yeah.
Wait, did you actually have a hard time with that?
No, I figured it out. Once I figured out what to do, I was like, okay, this is easy. But it was just, the instructions weren't clear to me.
Yeah, I also thought that it was, it meant that the dances were different, and then I tried 2 of the answers, and then I just Googled the answer.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
on
my
the
God.
other one, it was pretty obvious that the hiker was there. And then on my favorite part was on the third one, where all 3 answers were correct.
Yeah, so it was,
to be honest,
dumb.
The Electric Trial was pretty hard, because I play my games on mute, I don't know, I've always played it since I was little on mute because I would play, like, when it was really late at night and my parents thought I was asleep, but I was still playing Pokemon. So it's been almost like a tradition of mine to play all the games on mute, and I actually have a hard time playing the games if they have music on. So when you had the electric trial and you had to recognize the noises, I was like, oh my god, I do not know what these noises are. What are they coming from?
Rip.
Probably the
I mean, I mean, it was pretty, like, if you do play with the games with the sound on, it was a lot like the, fifth gym from X and Y, but it was with sounds instead of silhouettes. I thought it was pretty cool.
If anything, the hardest thing about the trials was a lot of, like, a good few of the trial Pokemon were actually a huge pain in the butt. Like, the Mimikyu trial, Lurantis screwed me over.
Well, the water trial with Alola Mola, or whatever that one's called, and
that was
healing it.
That was the hardest one so far for me.
Yeah.
I've only gotten I've only done like the first 4, so I'm done electric yet. That's the next thing to do. But the water one was probably the hardest. But also one I found the most fun, just because it felt like it was a challenge, and the other ones didn't find too hard. But yeah, I got Alola Mola, and then I was like, crap, it just keeps healing all stats of X. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, what I did was just try to I was like, screw the wishy-washy, try to knock out the Momomola as fast as humanly possible. But the Mimikyu one was the most hardest for me because I forgot about its ability and I wasted my Z move on the Mimikyu.
Really? Oh my god.
And I was like, I hate my life.
You know what I think the worst
Mimikyu
part?
wiped out half of my team and I was like, please, someone save me from this. Ghost, please, someone save
you know
me.
what the worst part about that Mimikyu trial was that Mimikyu was holding a Lumberry. When my strategy at the start of each fight for the totem Pokemon is to status it in some way, and then it gets to survive Toxic, and then and then it can kill my Pokemon with Toxic, and then I'm just
my team was always
sad.
super over leveled when I played through the game because I wanted to catch all the Pokemon. And so I never had any trouble with the trials, to be honest. And
The
also
only
I read lots of
trial that,
spoilers.
like, really gave me trouble was, the first time I played it. Lurantis is the one that I think is the hardest, but I think I had, like, I don't remember what it was, but I had maybe Salandit. I had something that just made it easy.
I just used Legend with acrobatics and completely destroyed that. That's one of the easiest
you're
ones.
no fun. You're no fun. That's
easy mode.
It's like playing the game through with like using light screen and reflect. Like, what's the fun in that?
Okay, so I've got the story to tell. So I actually got to Marley City, and Nick was like, you should be careful of like Hal and his fucking Raichu. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, it has stab psychic. And I'm like, well, I've got Magnemite light screen. And he's like, you're no fun in cheating. I'm like, why? And he's like, it's cheater. I'm like, why? It's not my fault I got Pokemon with light screen. Sorry.
Cheater.
Yeah.
Dishonorable.
Alright, has everyone answered
really hard.
trials versus gyms?
Yeah.
Oh, answered. I prefer gyms, actually. I do agree with what was said about trials getting great in the story, but I just feel like gyms were more of a challenge overall. If they can make trials somehow, like, less gimmicky and more, like, actual a trial and not, like, what's different about this picture, like, you know what I mean? Less mini-game-ish, more actual challenge, then I'm probably more accepting of them. But as it stands, I think I prefer gyms.
It'd be cool if they could do some kind of combination of both of them that incorporate more game story, but also make them harder with the gym-like, experience.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that, yeah.
Yeah, near the end of trials, they stopped really trying because we just had the trial that we just walked into and with the Komodo, and then we have like.
I like that trial. I thought it was cool.
Like,
I thought it set up the atmosphere for.
But
like,
I had Primarina,
and then like the fair. Yeah, but like Primarina like knocked it down one hit, but and like the fairy girl that I can't remember her name right now, Nina or Mina or something, that doesn't even have a trial.
The trial.
If they make a game that has like set 2 years in the future, she's probably gonna have a trial. There has to be some reason they included her in the game.
I've actually
Pokemon Stars.
I battled her like after I battled her during the post game, and she was actually pretty difficult. But I just was kind of mad like when I first met her.
Oh, but like every fight in the post game is difficult because like it's like 7 levels up each Pokemon from the champion.
I've actually read that have you noticed there's like lots of construction sites in each city in the game? Like most cities have a construction site where it seems there should be a building there, but there isn't. I've read that that's like either gyms that were scrapped, and that's where they should have been, or they're meant to be like built in like a sequel game.
Ooh.
And that's why there's
that's
those construction sites there. Because think about it, like there's one in like almost every single city for like no apparent reason. So that's an interesting thought.
Anyway, moving on.
Hey, wait! I never answered the question.
You never said so.
Hello?
Okay.
I mean, I was hoping I wouldn't be forgotten over here. Okay. Well, I think, the thing that matters to me with Trials vs. Gyms is I don't really look at the difficulty that much per se because it's a Pokemon game and I think it's going to be easy no matter what. But I kind of just think about how much fun I have doing them, you know? I think a lot of the gym puzzles are kind of lackluster and simple, but like doing the trials and the challenges they provided, like going through the jungle in the Lush Jungle trial or doing the sound thing with the electric trial, I thought those were cool and fun to play through. And I also I don't know whether I would say I prefer totem Pokemon battles to gym leader battles, but I think it's what leads up to that makes trials better. And I definitely prefer trials.
Alright, now we have an event.
Do tell.
Okay, so there is a Midnight Lycanroc distribution. It has the ability No Guard, the item of Life Orb, and the moves Stone Edge, Fire Fang, Sucker Punch, and Swords Dance. It's available in the US at GameStop stores as up until June 5th. So be sure to get that. And you can look up all the other locations for all the other countries. But yeah.
It starts on May 15th, Regine. Remember that. Don't send them to GameStop like 5 days early.
It comes in the form of a code, right, though? I'm pretty sure it does.
I would assume so. Either that or bring your DS to use the Wi-Fi. It's one of the two.
Might as well bring your DS to be safe, but it's probably done in code.
So yeah, get your Midnight Lycanroc. It has good moves.
But unfortunately, it's not shiny. Shiny Lycanrocs are so pretty.
Yes.
Alright.
I would be willing to go to GameStop if it was a shiny, so...
Moving on to more forum things. Since this is the last episode of the Azuricast, what do you think were the best parts about this season, and what should we improve for next time?
I'm going to say the best... Oh, sorry, would like someone else to go first, or should I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Okay. I'm actually going to say that the debate we just had earlier was quite fun. I think we should have more of those, just because it's more interesting to have, like, an actual discussion topic to talk around, rather than potentially giving news or something. I think we focus too much on news early on, rather than discussion. I mean, people can find news from almost any source, right?
Mm-hmm.
But people sort of listen to this as one, a community podcast, and two, as, I guess, a discussion forum. So I think we should focus more on discussion and less on news in future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I also just really liked hearing from different people from different parts of the forums. I thought it was so interesting to hear different points of view and what people look forward to and what they experience in different ways from, like, say, me, who's a role player mostly.
I've had a lot of fun getting to know you guys, too.
I think my
Regine,
favorite...
you're so sweet.
think I had fun recording that episode 7. Think that
Not
was...
No, not now, no.
I'm going to say I did enjoy the episode. I'm happy it was dead. It was so boring.
Well, yes, I agree with you, but I have nothing else to say.
Like, you and Brett just went on the competitive stuff. I'm like, I don't understand this. This is so boring. I'm going to fall asleep. So I'm happy it's dead. It's buried. You don't have to go, you don't have to go through the boring competitive talk. It's just basically those two going back and forth.
Come on.
This is better, trust me.
Come on, man. Why you gotta do
better
that?
episode. Believe me.
It's okay. That's how Mark shows his love, Nick.
I did
Mark
not
shows
come
his
on
love
here
by
to get
abuse.
roasted.
Well, you didn't get the memo.
Well, Nick, look up the bright side. If you're abused, that means you're loved, even though that's very, very unhealthy, but still.
That's not very healthy. Don't promote domestic violence.
Don't abuse the ones you love. Do not abuse the ones you love. Give them
Love
hugs,
shouldn't hurt.
Yeah, Mark, come on.
Alrighty, for me, I guess probably my most favorite thing is I just love talking to people and I love getting to know people on the forums. So getting to know people from wide variety of groups, getting to know the role players, getting to know I've had fun listening to Brett and Nick talk about competitive. I just like hearing people like talk about what they're into and all that. I just love getting to know people. So this was a very fun way of doing so. But I believe, like what Mark said, I think we should just focus more on having like lots of like discussion and less just being like newsy, news. Because I feel like we should just talk and have fun. Like we should have guidelines so we can obviously know where to go, but just use the podcast as a way of like chilling out with your like friends and stuff, discussing about, the forums and like each getting to know each other. Because people would probably just come to want to hang out instead of just, listening, being like, oh, I bet in like 2 minutes from now, we're going to be talking about what's going on in the forums. Like, and I wonder who's going to be in the naughty corner or the corner of shame. Stuff like that. We just, just hang out and I guess enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, it's nice to just listen to it and get tons of different viewpoints from everyone.
Yeah. What I really like about this is seeing a bunch of people talking about what they're passionate about. Like, for example, even though Mark says that this was really boring, it was really fun, like, actually hearing you and Brett talk about competitive.
Was it really?
Well, like, they got really into it.
Mark's just salty because he sucks and can't play. Like, that is my hypothesis.
I have beaten him and he doesn't like to admit that.
I mean, alright, okay, sure. Okay. I'll let you go on believing that.
Kids.
You sounded so discouraged. I had to feed you a game.
You didn't feed me a kill, Nick.
So, do you guys have any specific ideas for next season?
I've read some more discussion.
More discussion.
Definitely.
More discussion. I think that's something that everyone watching the podcast would also agree with.
Okay.
And just maybe more bant.
So, something I was thinking about on my own, like, do you think we should open up, like, have a form for advertising things so that we can advertise stuff for other people?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. That'd be fun just to showcase different things around the forums.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
So that it's not just me trying to figure out what's going on and possibly missing stuff and hurting people's feelings. Yeah, maybe we can do that.
I think that's a great idea.
That means people should be making their own events.
Yeah,
Yes.
post
Show
more
us your
things
event.
around the forums.
Yeah, post
And
your...
make it active.
Don't be afraid to start events. Like, seriously. Have fun with it, and as long as you're having fun with it, more than likely people will be like, oh, look like they're having fun. I'll go join in on the fun. So.
Anyway, so, there's one game that finally came to a close.
After 8 months? No longer. No,
Oh wow.
8 or 9 months. And that was the 50 video game song countdown. And we have a winner, which is the Song of Ancients Fate from Nier. I know,
That is a really gorgeous song.
It was a good song. I liked the entire last round, but of course I couldn't vote for it. I had to vote for my own songs.
You're rigged.
I didn't rig anything, Regine. People voted my songs in.
I don't know, man. You sure you didn't rig it?
How can I possibly rig it?
Because you made it.
I don't know,
Considering
man.
how-
You're an
considering
administrator,
how,
man.
Song
you
of
got
You go
heavy
first.
influence. I mean, I had nothing of substance to say.
Okay.
As
So,
always.
considering how Song of the Ancients Fate beat out OP Final Fantasy music and Mark's 3 songs, that's gotta be a pretty awesome feat. Oh,
Well,
and
Nier
it also,
is-
didn't win any rounds until that final. It just kept getting in because of high
Because of-
scores.
Yeah, high scores. It was a consistently high scoring song, it's quite interesting to actually win a round until the last round.
Yeah,
It's always,
that's sad.
that's why wildcards exist after all.
Yeah, the soundtrack from that game in general has some pretty amazing music, so.
So, what to improve? I know what to
Well-
improve.
I think we should have a more consistent schedule. Like, rather than waiting on votes and then just getting lazy about it, we should just, perhaps just do 1 round a week on a set day and just end the round regardless. More like stunning the other song countdown. Just have certain days to update the rounds.
Yeah. Basically, that's my main thing. That's how I managed to get my, 100-song face-offs done within a few months, because I have a very, very, set schedule. And it comes closer to that day. Instead of me, I will, poke people, a day or two in advance, being like, hey, I need at least this many rounds by this day. If you want this round to start on this day, you need to get your butts in there. But then again, that's just... My 100-song face-offs are my baby. It's one of my babies, so I just try... Having a really strict schedule with games like that would make it go a lot more smoothly, and it would end. And it would, be able to end within a reasonable manner, because I'm hoping, this current 100-song face-off will probably end sometime by, maybe, July or August, but I don't know, so we'll have to see.
I agree. Definitely the reason why Katie's 100-song face-offs, which are 50 more songs than Mark's, was so popular and so, not just popular, but successful, was because Katie was super strict with her schedule, and once there were enough votes, she moved on to the next round right away.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Mark,
Yes.
who couldn't be bothered to count.
Moving on.
Okay, fine. If you don't want to get slandered.
I thought we came on this show to get roasted. Are we not allowed to roast him? Is that in the rule book?
No, it's just you, Nick. Just you.
Oh, wait. So I came on here just to get roasted. Okay. I see.
Yeah, good. Now you understand. So,
Thank
Jay,
you.
I
Anyway.
do have a nice sales pitch to sell us.
Yes, we do. This is actually more my idea this time. And Jay saw it in the testing
this
zone
is
and
all
she got
Regine's
really
roleplay.
hyped.
Yeah,
So-
Regine basically sent me the thread and said, "Does this look good?" And I said, "Yes, of course. I'm in on this. Too late. You can't deny me."
Okay, yeah, so I recently got my creative juices going and created an RP called Clarion. So yay.
It's
It looks
based off
really
of
pretty.
Final Fantasy, right?
Well, it's not exactly based off of Final Fantasy, but it's heavily inspired by the Final Fantasies that I have either watched or played through, and also Bravely Default.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically it's one of those worlds that have magic and technology mixed together, and elemental crystals keep the balance in the world. But there's this one crystal that's starting to fade out, and
So this is Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
This is
Pretty
Final
much.
Fantasy.
yeah.
You have crystals dying, you have people to save the crystals, this is Final Fantasy.
Crystals and crystals dying. It's Final Fantasy.
For
Yeah.
all we know, it could just be a very, very RPG-related thing, a Steven Universe. We never know.
What if
Except
it's
I never
Seinfeld
watched
roleplay?
Steven Universe.
Which you should.
I don't have time.
Because Regine is quote unquote busy.
Yes.
Well, you need to take some time for yourself and binge watch shows. Everybody needs some time to do that, Regine.
Mhm.
Everybody needs some time to spend 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks just binging on Netflix and Hulu and eating ice cream.
But
You deserve that.
basically-
At least watch Regine.
Basically, I tried to combine sort of issues in our world today, like the whole energy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Energy thing,
and try-
very descriptive.
Well, the energy problem and pollution.
Yeah.
And I tried to put that into a sort of Final Fantasy-esque, environment. So yeah, it's
And
gonna
we
be
already
hype.
have 5 accepted forms, and there's only 3 spots left as of this time we're recording the podcast. So definitely, there's already actually a waiting queue. So yeah, Regine has done really well with this.
But make sure that if you do reserve a form, don't rush on it, because
Because Regine is super picky and will deny you.
yes, you will get roasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I love roasting people.
She really does.
Okay, so thank you for that, Regine.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay, I guess. Even though you kind of sound like a piggybacker.
And I get my favorite
I just
was
basically
my
come up with
favorite
names and
part
maps.
was at the start where Regine was like, "Oh, by the way, this is like my idea entirely, but it's also kind of hers."
Yeah, I just let her
Like,
along for the
sold out.
ride.
So, questions from our guests. Nicholas, please share.
All right. So my question is: was there ever a Pokemon you saw pre-released to the new generation and thought, "Oh my god, that is awesome! I can't wait to use them," and then you got them on release, and then you're like, "Wait, this is actually garbage. I hate this." So what Pokemon was that, and why did they disappoint you? Now, some of you might know what mine is already, because we did this last episode, but mine was definitely Braviary. I remember seeing Braviary in pre-release to Generation 5 when it released in Japan and thinking, "Oh my god, America Eagle Bird. Wow, that looks awesome. It evolves at level 53. Wow, that means it has to be really good. I can't wait to use it."
America!
It's so bad. It has no speed.
You mean so
Just-
bad like America?
Yes, exactly like America. But it has no speed. Its defensive stats aren't good enough for that to make up for it. It has useless points thrown into special attack. It's just not a good Pokemon. And it's like, now it's fine if it's not a good Pokemon, but at least you get the satisfaction of using them in game, just using Pokemon you like in game, right? Well, you can't do that when it evolves at level 54 or 53 or whatever it is, and the level of the boss's Pokemon is 54 too. You don't really get to level them up. So it's just a Pokemon that's kind of just thrown in there at the end that you never get to use. That looks cool, and then it sucks. And I was extremely disappointed by it.
Yeah. At least in Black 2 or White 2, you could be able to find a lower level Braviary. I don't remember which version it is, but
yeah,
you'd be able to find
White
one early
2?
game. Yeah.
In White 2, you could catch one at like level 25, but I felt like that was just banding the problem. I felt like that kind of defeated the point entirely. It didn't feel fun to use that level 25 Braviary. I thought it was lame.
I know. I know they probably did that because a lot of people were like, "I want my American bird earlier in the game." Oh my god. So, yeah. That's probably why they did that.
I would have to say for me, it was Litten. I was really excited when I saw the design and I saw the middle evolution Torracat, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be our first four-legged fire evolution. And what do you know? It's a Lucha Libre. I mean, come on, guys. How did it go from a Torracat to, oh god, I just can't even.
What's wrong with Incineroar, man?
I just really wanted a four-legged evolution, especially because Litten and Torracat blended so nicely with something I could have seen as four-legged.
Yeah, like just a kind of like a tiger thing, like I don't even know why I'm going with this, like a Ninetales, but kind of like a Ninetales tiger mix kind of thing.
That's also, I really loved Alolan Ninetales design, and I like the typing, like Ice and Fairy, which made sense, but the 4 times weakness to Steel really
sucks.
Breaking point, and then its ability wasn't that great, which kind of disappointed me.
Aww.
But the design was great, and I kind of have to say that's almost like Braviary, where it had an awesome design, but kind of disappointing overall, like use in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Regine.
Okay. Well, I like to roast Gen 6. So I will roast a Gen 6 Pokemon. Amara and Aurorus.
Yep, someone had to bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably the most important Pokemon generation. Carry on.
Yeah, so, I was looking at Amara at first, and I was like, oh, that's so pretty, and everyone else was like, oh, it's so cute and pretty. And they also saw Aurorus, and that it was cute and pretty. But then you look at its stats. 7 friggin' weaknesses. And
Don't
2 of
forget
them are
that 2
4
of them are
times
quad
weaknesses.
weaknesses.
And
Aurora's
it doesn't even
also
have the stats to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's horrible.
So
I was gonna
just
get
like,
killed by
bye.
literally everything. I was so disappointed too because I really wanted to use one during my playthrough, but when I saw Ice Rock, I was like, that sounds like I'm going on a suicide mission right now.
I played with it through my playthrough, and I got to say I was killed by Seabold with Aurora's.
Aurora's also disappointed me because as a competitively minded player, looking at its everything, I saw that its hidden ability was Snow Warning, and something I loved to do in Generation 5 was play Hail Teams. And now, finally, we had something other than that useless piece of crap Obama Snow to give Snow Warning and Infinite Hail. And then they gutted Weather. Correct. And also Aurora sucks anyway, so it's like, whatever. Yeah. Okay. It's whatever. Okay. Destroy the team that I love playing. Thanks, Game Freak.
Yep.
So, I'm going to say, I was going to give special mention to Aurora's, but it wasn't Pokemon disappointment personally, because I always thought it'd be terrible, just looking at it, because I thought it looked too good to be true from the re-release. So I was expecting disappointment, so I'm not going to say that one.
Mark is always so cynical.
I would say Snivy, and just Generation 5 in general.
Oh, come on!
Snivy.
Of course you
Snivy
love...
He did nothing wrong.
Of course you love roasting Gen 5.
I kind of have to agree with Mark. Before Snivy got its hidden ability, it was kind of useless. Besides Coil.
Oh, it's still useless, but Snivy did nothing wrong.
It's
whole not his fault that he sucks.
Useless. I didn't like it at all. I don't like any Gen 5 starters, but Snivy's one I actually thought would be decent, and it wasn't, so it might be like 2 playthrough, I just boxed it level 5 and just used bloody Ampharos instead. That was my no Gen 5 Pokemon run, and I loved it. Lucario, Espeon, Ampharos, and Starmie. No Gen 5s.
You're so lame. What?
Lame.
That's
not lame. Just
man.
Representing old generations. Katie, your turn.
Alrighty, I guess for me personally, people heard it before. Decidueye, basically, like I really liked Rowlet and I liked Dartrix. Decidueye's design looked pretty cool, but once I got around to seeing once the things like the data mining came out and I got to see like its stats and all that, I just ended up not really liking it that much because it seems like it's an archer. It's supposed to be super fast, but no. And then it just didn't really seem like a very good viable Pokemon anyways. So basically, I was like thinking, oh, this design's awesome. I can't wait to use it. But then as soon as like things were said and done, I just ended up not really wanting to use it. And I only got around to using it during my Moon playthrough. But I just ended up just starting off with Litten and then Popplio, which I still massively prefer those two over Rowlet nowadays. Decidueye just gave me thoughts of, it just seemed like it was a very overhyped Pokemon because it was an archer, but it didn't have much stats or anything to back it up, I guess. I don't know. Decidueye just ended up being way too overhyped for what it really is. At least in my opinion.
It was sad.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on to Jay's question.
Okay, so instead of my question from last time, which was about soulmates, I have kind of a general question for you guys. What is your secret salt? You know, we're all salty people. As you know, I am literal salt. And what's something that people don't know is your salty inside?
Well, Jay, why don't you lead us?
Oh, okay. So I was telling Regine and Katie about this before we started recording, but mine is that I never got to go to prom. I went to homecoming my freshman and sophomore year, but you know how prom is the big high school event? I switched schools my junior year, and I went to this really small school that didn't have a prom, and I don't know, I kind of always wish I had that experience as a high schooler, even though I know it's kind of overrated and everything. But once you don't have it, it's kind of something that you always wish you could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would be similar to that. Mine is not living at university during my second year, and also I guess during my postgraduate, but that's more out of my control. During my second year, I sort of lived at home and commuted to university a few days a week, and at first it was okay with it. But as the year went on, I started to realize I was becoming more and more detached from my friends at university, who were all living in the city, and I was living way back at home. And it's basically like Jay said, you think it's okay at the time, but when you've not had it, you feel like you've missed out on something really important and really big. So I will forever hold that as my salt.
I can sort of agree with that because I don't live on campus, and I know I miss out on a lot of events because I don't live there with a roommate or other people, so I can definitely understand that.
Yeah, it's that, exactly.
What about you, Regine?
Alright, So one thing I'm really salty about that you guys probably don't know is that, there's this advanced contemporary dance group at my, university, and the thing is, you need to audition to get in, but they don't exactly, take all the best people. They sort of take the people that they think will fit into their little family. So
that's super biased. That's not right.
Yeah, that's really...
Yeah, so like, that group has a bunch of competition kids and whatever. Even if, like, their technique isn't exactly the absolute best. And another really infuriating thing about it is that, when, like, for our normal dance group, which I'm in, which is, like, huge, and has all the choreographers with all of the different pieces, they always choose to be in all the same ones. So you either have, like, a piece with a lot of them, or a piece with none of them.
Okay.
That sounds super cliquey, and that's definitely not professional.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty
what happens at
terrible.
college groups, so they're all quite cliquey. I found that when
That's true.
I found that when I started going to Video Game Society, like at my university, when I first, like, after not going for a few weeks, like, they'd already sort of made friends with each other, and they were sort of quite exclusive in what they wanted to do. So it's really hard to fit in for a while, and ended up not going for quite a while after that until the next year just started, so I started getting fresh with, like, other new students. Rather than, but yeah, I ended up missing out on it for a whole year because of a clique nature.
Yeah, like for me, something I noticed, crap, I just forgot.
Oh, that's me.
So, whenever people talk about, like, wanting to audition for that group, I'm just sort of, like, giving a forced good luck. And when people ask why I didn't get in, I have to give, like, some really general excuse about how they select people. So, yeah.
Oh, that's actually really sad, Regine. I'm really sorry about that.
Unfortunate situation.
Oh, well, I don't have time for it anyway now.
Because, again, you're quote-unquote busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Nick and then Katie?
Okay, so something that makes me salty is just when people don't do their job in general. Now, I have prepared 3 specific examples for this.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm prepared, totally. But okay, so here's an example. So, it's a school project, and then you put in a ton of work on it, and then someone in the group just doesn't do their part, and then they either...
Oh, man, that was biology.
They either put in half effort, or they just don't do their part at all. And because it's a group project, you don't get the grade you deserve. That's happened to me a couple times, and that just, like... I mean, obviously that'll make anyone upset, right? But that makes me irrationally upset whenever I do my job, and I don't get credit for it because... Fun, other people, selfish. Another thing that, like, this one isn't even that bad, but it's like, you go to McDonald's, you get your meal, you get your Coke, and then you take a drink of your Coke, and then it's a Diet Coke and not a Coke, and then you're just thinking in your head, you had one job! That is your only job, to listen to what I tell you to get me, and get me it, and then just, it makes me so angry. Alright, so the other example is, so let's say you are all, like, you have a group of friends together, and then you're going to record something, like, let's say a podcast, and then, you record a podcast, right? Right, you record it, everyone spends an hour, and then the person recording it...
Low.
Which reminds me, Regine, did you
the person recording it just doesn't press the record button, then you have to put it on hold.
That is a low blow.
I didn't have anything else to say for this question. Come on, man. And then they just don't press the record button, and then you just have to... It was going to get brought up a couple times in this episode. That was unavoidable.
I think Nick is secretly the saltiest of us all.
It's okay, Regine. You tried your best.
Even though it's not so secret.
It was a good effort that you put forward in not pressing that button.
We still all love you, though, Regine.
I'm not.
moving
I'm
on
not
from
mad.
Nick's
It was
saltiness.
honestly more funny.
Moving
All right,
on,
Nick.
Katie.
Alrighty. My biggest sell, probably a lot of people know, but basically my senior year as a whole was full of regrets. Basically, along, I guess, like I mentioned beforehand, I had like my first very, very, very serious boyfriend during my senior year. So I was distracted by everything. Like I was too busy hanging out with my boyfriend to apply for scholarships. I wanted to go out of state and all that, but then I remembered, oh, my boyfriend's still here. I should probably hang out with him. So instead I just go to a college in Wichita, even though I really, in reality, wanted to move out to like Illinois to go to school there. And basically I've seen all these people doing all these amazing things, being able to move out of state and all that, and being able to go into a dorm, being able to actually live out a proper college life away from their parents, which I so could have totally done. But instead, I was a stupid 18-year-old girl who thought she was in love with someone, but all this dumb crud. And I still regret it to this day because I'm still stuck in Kansas when I could have moved out back when I was 18. But no, I just wanted to be with my little boyfriend that we ended up breaking up by the time I'm my sophomore year in college anyways.
Aww.
So that's my biggest sell.
I have heard a lot of people give me that advice, just to not care what other people say and then just go do what you want to do for college. Like,
Yep.
that's definitely something I'm going to have to keep in mind when I think about where I'm going.
Yep. Do that. I definitely regret it. Do not care too much about trying to make other people happy because there's going to be lots of times where you need to focus on your own happiness rather than trying to think of too much about other people. You need to, everyone needs to learn, which I know I'm horrible at this, but it's okay to be selfish. And during my senior year, I was not selfish. I mean, I was very, very too into a guy to even think about my own future, which really, really hurts. So, yeah. There we go.
Deep.
All right. Now it's everyone's favorite time.
Quiz time for just Nick. Because
Yes, I am not
Jay has
doing
had
this.
Jay has had her failure already. She doesn't get another chance to fail.
Why, thank you, Mark.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
come on,
Let's be
man.
quite honest, Jay. It was a disaster.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
Hey,
it was
she
a
did better than,
disaster.
like,
What was
half
your
of-
score?
Half of the
0.
guess.
Wait, what?
There's pressure,
Wait.
Nick. You gotta get
Wait.
if you
Wait.
want that Regine 6 set.
Okay.
So,
Alright,
you
I
have
think I'm
1
ready.
minute to answer as many questions as you can. If you do not know an answer, you can ask questions repeated, or just say pass.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope, I'm ready.
Ready to fail, I assume. Okay,
Ready to fail.
I have the
also,
timer.
if I'm still reading the question when the time runs out, you can finish the question.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1, splash cannot be used when what certain move is in effect?
Mudsport. No? Pass.
Okay. In Sun and Moon, an NPC owns a shiny Pokemon. Which is it?
Pass.
What Pokemon does the player need to trade away to an NPC in order to get Jinx in Red and Blue?
Pass.
What happens if the player knocks out a Pokemon with Hyper Beam Red and Blue?
Pass!
How many level ups make the Tin Tower... How many levels make the Tin Tower in Pokemon Gold and Silver?
5?
You're useless. Which Pokemon signature move is Doom Desire?
Oh, that's easy. Jirachi.
Finally. Which generation has the most new Pokemon introduced?
Red and blue. Generation 1.
False. In Snowpoint
What?
City, what items do the NPC's Pokemon in-game trade hold?
What? Pass.
What in... Who is the only Pokemon League champion to fight alongside you in duel battle in the game that they are champion?
Cynthia?
False. Chansey
Time's
is
up.
the main Pokemon. Chansey is the main Pokemon of which part of an NPC in Sinnoh region?
What's her name? Alright, I have time for this one. I need to think.
You've got 10 seconds.
It's that chick in Eterna Forest. I don't
8,
remember her name.
7.
Cheryl.
Yes.
There we go.
So, you scored an amazing 2 out of 11 possible questions.
Oh,
I am
wow. I
upset.
actually
In
did better
the-
than Nick.
In the last recording, I had 6, but this time I got lowballed with a ton of questions from Generations 1 and 2, which I have played, like, a couple times. It's rigged.
Well, that's your hopping a fetus.
Rigged!
So, thank you, everyone.
No, didn't
Jasper
he
is
have,
gonna be
like,
this
4
year's-
correct?
No,
In that
I had
last
6,
one?
for sure.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
it still
well,
doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Because
matter, it's all
Jasper
done.
still wins.
It
Jasper
doesn't
still
matter
wins
because you
this
didn't press
season's
the record
prize.
button.
Congratulations, Jasper. You did really well. I
Congratulations,
think you get a sig
Jasper.
from Regine.
Yes.
Yeah, you get the
What-
sig
what
as
a
you
good-
did for being
what-
very, very smart.
Actually, you
What
got
a good
5 last
idea.
time.
Alright. No, I definitely had 6.
So, thank you all for watching
Secret.
season 1 of Azuricast. We hope to see you again for season 2 in a couple of months' time. And, yeah, thank you to our guests, and bye!
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. It's been
Bye.
a pleasure.
Bye.